Bruno Mars has just made history in Toronto, and now one question is echoing across social media and among fans around the world. Where is Jessica Caban? Before we get into today's story, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think Jessica Caban was celebrating Bruno Mars' historic achievement behind the scenes? Or has she simply chosen to stay out of the spotlight? Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications for the latest updates on Bruno Mars, Jessica Caban, celebrity news, music industry headlines, and entertainment stories from around the world. 5 nights, 5 sold-out shows, 1 historic record. Bruno Mars has once again proven why he remains one of the biggest stars in global entertainment. After completing an extraordinary run of concerts at Rogers Stadium in Toronto, the Grammy-winning superstar has officially made history. What began as an already highly anticipated concert series quickly transformed into one of the most talked-about live music events of the year. Demand for tickets was so overwhelming that additional shows were added, eventually expanding the engagement to 5 consecutive nights. By the end of the run, Bruno Mars had achieved something few artists can claim: 5 sold-out performances at Rogers Stadium, setting a new benchmark for the venue and creating a moment that fans will remember for years to come. Night after night, tens of thousands of fans filled the stadium. Social media exploded with videos of packed crowds singing every word, emotional fan reactions, and unforgettable performances from one of the world's most celebrated entertainers. From Just the Way You Are to some of his biggest modern hits, Bruno Mars delivered a performance that many fans are already calling one of the highlights of his recent touring career. But as excitement surrounding the Toronto concerts continued to grow, another topic unexpectedly began dominating conversations online. Not the set list, not the production, not even the historic attendance numbers. Instead, attention shifted towards someone who has been connected to Bruno Mars for more than a decade: Jessica Caban. Shortly after the final Toronto show, Bruno Mars shared an Instagram post reflecting on the incredible achievement. The post immediately attracted massive engagement from fans worldwide. Thousands of comments flooded the comment section within hours. Many fans congratulated Bruno Mars on his historic accomplishment. Others praised the energy of the performances and celebrated the unforgettable atmosphere inside Rogers Stadium. Yet, among the countless comments, one question appeared again and again. Where is Jessica? Did Jessica attend the Toronto shows? Has Jessica reacted to Bruno's historic achievement? The curiosity spread rapidly across social media platforms. Search interest surrounding Jessica Caban increased, while fan communities began discussing whether there had been any public signs of her presence during the Toronto concerts. The renewed interest is hardly surprising. For years, Bruno Mars and Jessica Caban have maintained one of the entertainment industry's most private long-term relationships. Unlike many celebrity couples who frequently share personal updates online, Bruno and Jessica have traditionally kept much of their relationship away from public view. That privacy has become one of the defining characteristics of their relationship. And ironically, it may also be the reason fans remain so fascinated by them. Whenever Bruno Mars reaches a major career milestone, public interest naturally extends beyond the music itself. Fans often become curious about the people closest to him, especially Jessica Caban, who has been linked to the superstar throughout some of the most successful years of his career. As Toronto celebrated Bruno's historic achievement, many observers began wondering whether Jessica was sharing in the moment privately. Was she present behind the scenes? Was she celebrating away from the cameras? Or was she simply choosing, as she often has, to remain outside the public spotlight? At this point, there is no confirmed public information answering those questions. However, what is clear is that fan interest remains incredibly strong. The story has become a fascinating example of how celebrity privacy continues to capture public imagination. In an era where many public figures share every aspect of their daily lives, Bruno Mars and Jessica Caban continue to keep much of their personal story private. As a result, even small details can generate enormous attention. Meanwhile, the achievement itself deserves recognition. Bruno Mars' 5-night run at Rogers Stadium was more than just a successful concert series. It demonstrated the extraordinary level of demand that still surrounds his music. Years after establishing himself as one of the world's premier performers, Bruno continues to attract massive audiences across multiple generations. Fans traveled from different cities and countries to attend the Toronto shows. Videos from the concerts quickly went viral, accumulating millions of views across platforms. Music critics and concertgoers alike praised the performances, highlighting Bruno's stage presence, vocal delivery, and ability to connect with audiences on a massive scale. Throughout the 5-night run, the atmosphere inside Rogers Stadium was electric. Every performance felt like an event. Every song triggered waves of emotion. Every moment seemed to reinforce why Bruno Mars remains one of the most respected entertainers of his generation. Yet perhaps the most interesting development happened after the music ended. Once the final show concluded and the stadium lights dimmed, fans began focusing on what came next. Bruno's Instagram post celebrating the achievement offered a glimpse into a major career milestone. But for many followers, it also sparked a familiar sense of curiosity. Who was celebrating with him? Who shared that moment? And most importantly for many longtime fans, where was Jessica Caban? The truth is that the public may never know every detail. That has always been part of the story. Bruno Mars and Jessica Caban have built a reputation for protecting their private lives. They rarely address rumors. They rarely respond to speculation. And they rarely allow public curiosity to dictate how they live their lives. In many ways, that approach has only strengthened public interest over time. As fans continue searching for answers, one thing remains undeniable. Bruno Mars has just completed one of the most impressive concert achievements of his career. 5 sold-out nights, a historic record at Rogers Stadium, tens of thousands of fans, millions of online reactions, and another reminder of his remarkable global influence. Whether Jessica Caban was celebrating beside him or supporting him quietly from afar remains a question without a public answer. But perhaps that mystery is exactly why fans continue talking about them today. While the world celebrates Bruno Mars' latest historic accomplishment, curiosity surrounding Jessica Caban continues to grow. And for now, the question remains unanswered. Where was Jessica Caban during Bruno Mars' historic 5-night triumph in Toronto? Only a small circle of people may know the answer. For everyone else, the mystery continues. As discussions continued across social media, many fans pointed out that moments like these have become increasingly rare in modern celebrity culture. In an era dominated by constant updates, live streams, and daily social media posts, Bruno Mars has managed to maintain an unusual level of mystery around his personal life. That mystery has become part of his appeal. While millions of fans know his songs, watch his performances, and follow his career milestones, relatively little is known about how he celebrates those victories behind closed doors. As a result, every major achievement tends to spark a fresh wave of curiosity. Toronto was no exception. The city became the center of the entertainment world as Bruno Mars completed his historic 5-night run. Photos and videos from the concert spread rapidly online. Fans shared clips of emotional sing-alongs, surprise moments, and unforgettable performances that highlighted why Bruno remains one of the most successful live entertainers in the industry. For many attendees, the concerts felt bigger than a typical tour stop. They felt historic. Each night seemed to build upon the momentum of the previous one. By the final show, anticipation had reached extraordinary levels. Fans knew they were witnessing something special, and the atmosphere reflected that reality. When the final performance ended, cheers echoed throughout Rogers Stadium. Thousands of fans lingered, reluctant to leave after experiencing what many described as a once-in-a-lifetime event. Yet, as incredible as the concerts were, online conversations soon expanded beyond the music itself. Search trends began showing increased interest in Jessica Caban. Entertainment forums revisited old interviews, previous public appearances, and moments from the couple's long relationship history. Fans shared memories from earlier years when Bruno and Jessica occasionally appeared together at major events. Many observers noted that one reason the relationship continues attracting attention is its longevity. In an industry where relationships often come and go under intense public scrutiny, Bruno Mars and Jessica Caban have maintained a connection that has lasted through multiple stages of fame and success. From Bruno's rise to global superstardom to his continued dominance of the music industry, Jessica has frequently been viewed by fans as one of the constants in his life. That perception has led many supporters to feel emotionally invested in the story. Whenever Bruno reaches a major milestone, fans naturally wonder whether Jessica is sharing in the celebration. The Toronto achievement represented exactly that type of milestone. This was not simply another concert. It was a record-breaking accomplishment. It was a statement about Bruno Mars' enduring popularity. It was proof that years into an already legendary career, demand for his performances remains extraordinarily strong. And because of that significance, public curiosity surrounding his personal life increased accordingly. Interestingly, the speculation has largely remained respectful. Rather than focusing on rumors, many fans have simply expressed admiration for the way Bruno and Jessica continue protecting their privacy. Some have argued that the absence of constant public appearances may actually contribute to the strength of their relationship. Others believe that maintaining boundaries between public and private life has become increasingly important for celebrities navigating global fame. Regardless of individual opinions, there is widespread recognition that neither Bruno Mars nor Jessica Caban owes the public detailed explanations regarding their personal lives. Still, curiosity persists, and that curiosity reveals something larger about celebrity culture itself. Fans often feel connected to artists through their music. Over time, they become interested not only in the songs but also in the personal journeys behind them. When an artist reaches a major achievement, supporters want to celebrate the moment as fully as possible. That includes understanding who may have been part of the journey. For Bruno Mars, the Toronto concerts represented the latest chapter in a remarkable career story. Over the years, he has accumulated hit after hit, sold millions of records, earned countless awards, and established himself as one of the defining entertainers of his generation. Yet despite all that success, he continues finding ways to surprise audiences. The Rogers Stadium achievement is another example. Many artists experience declining demand as their careers mature. Bruno appears to be moving in the opposite direction. His concerts continue selling out. His music continues generating massive streaming numbers. His influence continues extending across multiple generations of listeners. That reality was visible throughout Toronto. Fans of different ages filled the venue. Longtime supporters stood alongside newer listeners. Entire families attended together. The result was an atmosphere that reflected Bruno's unique ability to connect with a broad audience. As videos from the concerts accumulated millions of views, entertainment analysts began discussing what the achievement means for Bruno's future. Some believe the success of the Toronto shows could lead to even larger concert opportunities. Others suggest it further strengthens his position as one of the premier live performers in the world. Either way, the achievement reinforces a simple fact. Bruno Mars remains one of the biggest names in music. And yet, despite all the headlines surrounding ticket sales, attendance figures, and record-breaking performances, one of the most talked about aspects of the story remains surprisingly personal: Jessica Caban. The continued public interest demonstrates how deeply fans have followed their story over the years. Even without frequent public appearances, Jessica remains a significant figure in conversations surrounding Bruno Mars. Her name continues appearing alongside discussions of his achievements. Her absence from public events often generates as much interest as her presence. And that dynamic was clearly visible following the Toronto concerts. As the days passed, fans continued revisiting Bruno's Instagram posts, searching for clues and sharing theories. Some believed there were subtle indications that celebrations had occurred privately. Others argued that no clues were necessary because privacy itself has always been central to the couple's approach. In reality, both possibilities may coexist. Not every meaningful moment needs to unfold in front of cameras. Not every celebration needs a public announcement. And not every chapter of a celebrity's life is meant for public consumption. That perspective has become increasingly rare in today's digital landscape, making Bruno Mars and Jessica Caban stand out even more. While countless celebrities document every milestone online, they continue choosing a different path. A quieter path, a more private path, And perhaps that decision is one reason their story continues capturing public attention. As excitement surrounding the Toronto concerts gradually settles, the legacy of those 5 nights remains secure. Bruno Mars delivered a historic achievement. He broke records. He thrilled audiences. He generated headlines around the world. And he reminded everyone why his name continues occupying a place among music's biggest stars. At the same time, the conversations surrounding Jessica Caban reveal another side of the story, one rooted not in statistics or ticket sales, but in human curiosity. Fans want to know more. They want to understand the people behind the headlines. They want to celebrate the personal moments as much as the professional victories. For now, however, many of those questions remain unanswered. Perhaps they will stay that way. Perhaps that is exactly how Bruno Mars and Jessica Caban prefer it. What remains beyond dispute is that Toronto witnessed a remarkable chapter in Bruno Mars' career. 5 sold-out nights transformed into a historic accomplishment that will be remembered long after the final encore. And as fans continue reflecting on those unforgettable performances, one question still lingers in the background. Where was Jessica Caban during Bruno Mars' biggest Toronto triumph? The answer may remain private, but the fascination surrounding the question shows no signs of fading anytime soon. As the story continues to gain attention, many entertainment observers believe that the ongoing fascination surrounding Bruno Mars and Jessica Caban speaks to something much larger than celebrity gossip. It reflects the enduring public interest in authenticity, loyalty, and long-term relationships in an industry often defined by constant change. For years, fans have watched Bruno Mars achieve milestone after milestone. From chart-topping singles and Grammy Awards to sold-out arenas and record-breaking tours, his career has become one of the most successful in modern music. Yet throughout those years, Jessica Caban's name has remained closely connected to his personal story, even when the couple chose to remain largely out of the spotlight. That connection is one reason why every major Bruno Mars headline seems to generate renewed interest in Jessica as well. The Toronto